The martyrdom of this country would give us less rights in front of the international community than the barbarity of Pakistan. And I thought, and I spoke of that also today with your Prime Minister, I thought that if you try to think in these terms, it's true that each country has a card in the game. Each country has a card. There is bad cards, nasty, dirty cards. Pakistan has a dirty card, which is the fact that they have nuclear weapons, and that from time to time, when they want their allies to freak out, they leak the idea that maybe the weapons are not so well controlled. There is a leak in the New York Times, then America freaks out, and then there is a big loan, or a big help, or a delivery of F-16, and so on and so on. The card of Pakistan, let's be realistic, let's be cynical, let's see the card of the world, the map of the world, in this cold way in which Malaparte saw it. It's the card of Pakistan. What is the card of Bangladesh in this game? My feeling is that Bangladesh has a huge card in its hands. That Bangladesh has a real important card which can, should, and will help Bangladesh to take all its place in the concert of nations if Bangladesh uses it really and properly. This card is precisely the lesson of Mujibur Rahman, is precisely the spirit of the Mukti Bahinis. It is the spirit of tolerance and of moderation which blows in this area. The West is obsessed, as you know, and the world in general, by the radical Islam. Radical Islam is, and it's reasonable to have this obsession, is considered as a big threat all over the world, by the West, and also, by the way, by the Muslim societies, because the radical Islam is a threat for Muslim societies much more than for Europe and for America. And the world is in search, in desperate search of the antidote to this radical Islam. The opposite, the contrary, the counterpart, desperately seeking for an Islam faithful to its values, with worshippers deeply involved in their faith, but also open, accepting that the beautiful faces of the women can be discovered, accepting the rule of the law, and so on and so on. So the world is desperately seeking for this liberal Islam, let's say, or secular Islam. And how could one not think that the first constitution of Bangladesh, the constitution of Sheikh Mujib, was based on 4 pillars: nationalism, socialism, democracy, and secularism. How could one avoid, not think that in the Mukti Bahinis, like in the society of today, there is people of all horizons, of all confessions, Muslims, Hindus, a few Buddhists, Christians. And how could one not think that there is a real chance for Bangladesh, which could be to stand on his point, to stand strongly, firmly on its history and its values, to be faithful to the best of its heritage, and therefore to be the champion of this liberal and secular Islam, the building of which is one of the stakes, if not the stake, of the 21st century. Bangladesh can be tomorrow the champion, the leading country